penetrated the shield and landed on Andor.
This is where the fun begins.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
This is Rebel Force Radio.
Your source for the Force.
Star Wars news and commentary.
With Jason Swank and Jimmy Mack.
I've seen Star Wars 500 times.
Star Wars #1!
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
Now it's time for Rebel Force Radio.
We would be honored if you would join us.
All right, here we go. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and welcome to the annual Rebel Force Radio Christmas show. Yeah, we look forward to this each and every year, where we try to do things a little bit differently, but of course bring you that Star Wars commentary, that Star Wars flavor that drives the show. So glad to be with you. Hope you're having a great holiday season. By now, if you haven't finished up that shopping, baked those cookies, ordered the ham, and by the time you hear this, it's probably SOL, but that's all right. We're here to take out some of that stress that is often so prevalent in the holiday season. And so, yeah, we're just going to kick back and have a great time. Coming up on the show, of course, we've been talking about this for some time. We've got this incredible follow-up where we're going to have Dylan Mack joining us. And back in 2010, 15 years ago, Dylan Mack had just watched the original Star Wars trilogy. And he was interviewed by his dad, of course. I mean, if you live in the Mac house and you just watch Star Wars, what's going to happen? Yeah, Dad's going to shove a microphone in your face, and he's going to ask you what you thought of it. And so we're doing a little social experiment here, because 15 years later, we're going to have Dylan back. He just celebrated his 23rd birthday. We're going to have him back in the cantina and ask him the same exact questions, just to see how his perceptions and his opinions have changed. You know, as a Star Wars fan, those opinions and a lot of times some of those ideas that we hold on to as fans evolve and they change throughout the years, especially going from childhood to adulthood. So that's what makes Star Wars so great, is it always means something new and something different every time you watch it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So that and a whole lot more, of course. Joining me, as always, once more, my good friend and yours from Chicago, Jimmy Mack.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Star Wars fans. Yes, welcome to the 2025 RFR Christmas show. We're celebrating the holidays the only way RFR knows how to celebrate the holidays, and that is steeped in Star Wars conversation, of course. And I'm really looking forward to having Dylan on the show. Like you said, Jason, he just celebrated his 23rd birthday, and I'm so excited to follow up with him, ask him the same questions I asked him when he was a little kid 15 years ago, just to see if and how his opinions and his overall perspective has changed over the years. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But there's another guy who recently celebrated a birthday, and Dylan McInerney actually requested this gentleman's presence on the Christmas/birthday show. It's the one, the only, baby Belushi, Chris Sorrentino. Chris.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, all that fun stuff. Whatever you do, I hope you're doing it well.
We have to come up with some kind of sign-on statement, you know, for you on the show, because that seemed like you were sort of, hey, you know, it seemed like you didn't know where you're going. We got to find something. Like, what would Jake Blues say if he ended up somewhere in the Star Wars universe? Probably the first thing you would say is, sorry about the mess. But then, we'll work on that. Well, because I got the, you know, hey, Jason, hey, Star Wars fans. And then Jason, of course, he has a whole eloquent rap at the beginning of each and every show. But we got to find something for you.
We got to find
I'm
your
pretty
niche.
blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fix like, the cigarette lighter.
Yeah, you could be like, like we're on a mission for Snoke. I don't know. We're gonna have to workshop this, man. We're gonna have to workshop.
Don't bring Snoke into this. I don't want to hear about Snoke anymore, please. I thought we were done with that.
But also, I want to mention coming up pretty soon, we're going to do the 2025 RFR year in reviews. So Chris is going to sit in on that. But before we get to that, I just wanted to congratulate you. I know I've congratulated you before, but you're an acclaimed Star Wars author and illustrator now, published.
Oh, thank you.
We have in front of us Nerdy, Dirty, and Tasteless Star Wars Jokes 4. Now, don't go looking for volumes 1 through 3 because they don't exist. Just like with the Star Wars original trilogy, our first book instead of film is number 4. So Nerdy, Dirty, and Tasteless Star Wars Jokes 4, unofficial, unauthorized, and uncensored. Over 150 jokes and illustrations for fans 18 and older. Isn't that right, Chris? Chris is real nervous about youth getting their hands on this completely disgusting and tasteless book.
Yeah. It's not even so much the youth. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Let the kids go crazy. I ain't going to stop the kids. Who wants to stop the kids?
Yeah, let's be honest. What you're afraid of is you're afraid of the moms that find the book and it is an unauthorized giving. I love the fact that it's number 4, and I'm sure in the great Star Wars tradition, Chris, you've got 12 books already pre-planned out in your mind. And if this does well, maybe we'll get a whole saga.
Yeah, but he's only going to put out 6 books, and then he's going to sell the whole thing to the Disney company.
Yes, I'm going to say yes. After they sue me, I'm going to sell them the books. Now it's your problem, Mouse.
All right, listen, I've handpicked a few jokes here that I'm going to share with our audience right now. You know, Wendy almost took this book away from me because she was afraid I was going to injure myself from laughing at it so much. But here we go.
Quite an honor.
What made Jar Jar finally speak out about all the abuse he's endured? He was inspired by the Misa 2 movement. the Misa 2 movement.
Everybody remembers that. I mean, that really took the whole galaxy far, far away by storm. A lot of heads rolled during the Misa 2 days.
You've been canceled.
Does a droid ever cuddle after sex? No, he just screws nuts and then bolts.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
You know, it was originally written as Lando instead of a droid. We changed it to droid.
Well, screws, nuts, and bolts.
Oh, this is great. This is like a director's commentary where we're learning the evolution of the jokes. I was originally envisioned for Lando, but we
didn't know if the broader audience would get that he, banged his droid.
All right, I'm going to throw a trilogy of 3 relatively harmless jokes at you, starting with this one. Which stormtroopers wear the biggest helmets? The ones with the biggest heads.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some goofball jokes in there.
Whose grandson grew up to become the first Death Star commander? Grandma Tarkin's.
Okay.
Grandma Tarkin, we all love
Grandma Tarkin's.
We remember that character so fondly.
Yeah.
What do separatists eat for breakfast? Count Ducula.
I like that.
Swank likes it. Swank approved.
I'm gonna have to give that a "that's funny," even though it didn't quite inspire the audible laughter. But that is funny. I like Count Ducula.
Swank approved.
Chris is a really talented artist, so I would love to see an illustration of what that cereal box might look like.
There actually.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. Actually.
Oh okay.
It's a wonderful piece of artwork. Let me.
You got it up there. I'll see if
I had it. Here it is. I got it.
Well, let's zoom in on. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
That's
I went for
fantastic.
the Tarkovsky, the Clone Wars look.
Perfect. Because if you're going to make Dooku a cereal mascot, it's got to be that version.
Thank you. Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap it up with a trilogy, if you will, because we are speaking in terms of Star Wars. We got a trilogy of Gamorrean guard jokes. Always in demand.
Oink,
Gamorrean guard joke. These are very popular jokes around Jabba's palace. What do you call a Gamorrean guard in a sleeping bag? A pig in a blanket. Hello.
Oh.
Wait, so if there's a whole. Wait a minute. Are you saying there's a whole trilogy of Gamorrean guard jokes?
Yeah, here comes the second one.
What are they, like the Polish in the Star Wars universe?
What did that's the Gungans, actually.
Oh, okay.
No comment on that. I live in an area with the largest amount of Polish people outside of Poland itself, so no comment.
Oh, I hear you. I'm married to a Polish broad. I got to put up with this shit.
Oh, so all the jokes are true, right, Chris?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
What did the stormtrooper say to the Gamorrean? You'll like this one, Swank. Come out with your hams up. Hams
yes,
up.
Yes, I love it.
Hams up. Okay, last one. This is the last one.
Not kosher approved.
Last one. Did you hear about the Gamorrean guard who jumped on a thermal detonator to save everyone in Jabba's palace? He was blown to bacon bits.
Oh!
Bacon bits. Nerdy, dirty, and tasteless Star Wars jokes 4. Available now at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wherever you find gross and disgusting entertainment. So good job, Chris. I love this book.
They definitely need to sell it out of the back of comic books, you know? Like, remember when you had the ads in the comic books back in the day? That's something you would see there.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that was amazing, actually, to be able to tell some of those jokes here. And there's more videos. If you follow Chris on social media, you guys did a big whoop-de-doo in Jersey where a bunch of local...
Brooklyn,
it was in Brooklyn. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and a bunch of local nut jobs jumped on stage and did what I just did, read a bunch of jokes from the book. And it's a real... I mean... You go on this real interesting trip when you start reading the book cover to cover, because some of the jokes are just so bad. It's just, I mean, and some of them are just so absolutely offensive and disgusting.
Yeah,
but then
there's crazy.
Yeah, then but after a while you start like riding this wave, and you find yourself, you know, all of a sudden surfs up and you land on a joke or an illustration that just makes you double over in laughter and it puts you on the floor. I'm lying there on the floor having a laughing and coughing fit simultaneously. Wendy came over, snatched the book out of my hand, and she goes, "This is not healthy for you." And so I said, "No, bring it back, please."
You basically were overserved and then cut off of Baby Belushi's humor. I like that.
Yeah. Well, also, I got to say that whole structure you're talking about, how it kind of like you ride that wave. That's the genius of John Zaluga, who I co-wrote the book with. Actually, he came to me. He was like, he had some good Star Wars jokes, and he was like shooting them to me, and I was shooting jokes back. And he's like, you know what? If we come up with like over 100, we got to do a book, and that's what we wound up doing. And he's the one who figured out the pacing of what should go where. He's a genius at that, and that's all him. That's all him. But we've been basically doing this book, putting it together for about a year. So, from like January to September, pretty much. So it's a labor of love. We're both Star Wars nerds, and we're both comedians. He's a writer for Practical Jokers, and we were like, you know what, we have to do this. We've been wanting to do something weird like this.
Well, congrats, man. It's a small number of people out there that have the guts to write any kind of a book, and it's no small feat. So, congrats.
Yeah.
You are now a noted Star Wars author. Yes,
that's
noted.
Right.
Yeah, when I was working on this lower third here, I was like, oh my God, author. I got to look at that. Look how accredited you are. You're credentialed and everything. Next, you'll get like an honorary, one of those honorary degrees. We'll have to call you Professor Baby Belushi. Doctor
I'm
Baby
smart.
Belushi.
I'm not stupid like they say.
And I want respect.
All right. You guys You guys quit Fredoing out on us here. And before we get into our year-end review, I just wanted to talk about Patreon for a minute. Patreon is the place to be to get all things Rebel Force Radio. You can get bonus podcasts, full show video, early bird releases, and you also are supporting Rebel Force Radio in the process. The more you support, the more you get. And while we've been rather quiet due to my my unwelcome hospital stay and sort of missing an entire month, all of our shows will be coming back in January to Rebel Force Radio on Patreon. And I've been coordinating with our RFR VIPs on when we're going to reschedule things like RFR Q&A, etc. But it's still the best place to go to get the latest news on Rebel Force Radio, announcements, early bird releases of shows like this very one, along with full show videos I mentioned before. Plus, I might occasionally pop in and rant and rage about something. So that's worth the price of admission alone. Plus, there's a community there. Yeah. Well, Baby Belushi is part of the community.
Yeah,
Jason Swank is part of the community.
Yeah,
Billy Mack.
Yeah.
A lot of familiar voices you hear on this show are part of the Rebel Force Radio on Patreon community. And there's an area where you can go and have discussions and chat and rant and rage yourself if you prefer. So that's Rebel Force Radio on Patreon, patreon.com/Rebel Force Radio. Now, one other thing I just want to talk about real quick is the Rebel Force Radio tradition of blowing up the Death Star at midnight on New Year's Eve. It happens every year. You can find the instructions at rebelforceradio.com if you want to watch. What we do is we time it out. We start A New Hope at just the exact moment, down to the second. It's like 10:02:42 or something like that. I can't remember. You have to go look at rebelforceradio.com for the instructions. But you hit play at just the right moment, and you can time it out. The Death Star will explode right at the stroke of midnight. So we've been doing it here forever. It's an RFR tradition that's gone viral. Now they're doing all kind of movies. It's like, if you time out Jaws, the shark will explode right at the stroke of midnight.
Yeah.
You've seen it. If you watch the Avengers, when Thanos snaps right at the stroke of midnight.
Or Boogie Nights, when Mark Wahlberg whips it out.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Right as the ball drop.
Oh, man.
I do that one every year.
You've heard
Boogie Nights.
You've heard of the ball dropping. At Chris's house, the balls are dropping. Marky Mark's balls. So that's the thing that was started here on Rebel Force Radio. It all happened because I had become a young parent and we were staying home for New Year's Eve for the first times in our lives, and we wanted to do something fun and make it memorable. So that's when blowing up the Death Star at midnight began. And like I said, it's gone viral. It's caught on everywhere. We've had a few viral videos out there. You can find it on our YouTube channel. And like I said, full instructions available at rebelforceradio.com. Also, we have links to a bunch of great Star Wars Christmas music shows that we've produced over the years. You'll find that at the homepage of rebelforceradio.com. So remember, if you ever need anything concerning Rebel Force Radio, just go to rebelforceradio.com. We cross-post a lot of stuff that we post on Patreon. Of course, you have to be a Patreon supporter then to click the link and gain access to the actual content itself. But everything's there. It's all organized. It's waiting for you at rebelforceradio.com. I think even David Cornsweat, the new Superman, says he blows up the Death Star at midnight on New Year's Eve.
I'm due for a rewatch. It's like your dentist, your 6-month checkup.
How often do you rewatch? Every 6 months?
On New Year's Eve, it's now the tradition, starting the 3 movies, ending with the second Death Star exploding at midnight.
Okay.
There's food involved as well. It's a wonderful tradition that we've just started.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
All right. right, here we go. Rebel Force Radio's look back at the year 2025. I can't believe it. It just seems like yesterday we were talking about 2024 and looking ahead to everything that was going to be happening in 2025. And here we are on the other end of it. It just, it's, the older you get, the faster the time goes. But in some cases, as Star Wars fans, that's great because we have been looking forward to the return of Star Wars in theaters, and the year 2026 is finally going to get that for us. So looking forward to that. And of course, then 2027 is going to start. I think things will start towards the end of 2026 as we start looking at that big 50th anniversary. But 2027 is going to be a massive year for Star Wars. So I think this is just the beginning of great things. And the fact that they're leaning so heavily into original trilogy with the re-release of A New Hope in its unaltered state, I got high hopes. I think the message is finally being received. Let's put it that way. It's been sent out for some time, but now it's finally being received.
Hey, baby Belushi, what are you looking forward to from Star Wars the most in 2026?
Of course, the Mando and Grogu movie, but I'm more, like we were just talking about, I'm more excited for 2027. I'm projecting more into the future because I'm a celebration junkie. I cannot wait to be out in LA, running around there, hitting up those bars and Scum and Villainy and seeing Belushi star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Like, God. Yeah, I cannot wait.
Guys, let me be honest with you. I've been a little bit on the fence about going to Star Wars Celebration LA. I've been a little on the fence. Well, Chris, I know you love the conventions and everything, and you're a superstar at those things. I don't know, man. I've been having convention fatigue for the longest time, but hearing you talk about it sure makes me want to be a part of that scene. Maybe
just keep standing on the John Belushi star. That's enough to get some of us there.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Mark Hamill on Jimmy Kimmel last week? Standing in front of his own star to see if anybody would recognize him, and like one person did. He was even standing there with a shirt that said, "I'm Mark Hamill."
Yeah, the girl that recognized him, he then convinced her that he really wasn't the real Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
That's he turned things inside out.
I'm that guy from the space movies.
Wow, it's Mark Hamill.
Yeah, it is. Well, no, it's not. I look like him, but it's not me.
I'm on the phone with my girl.
Oh, you are? Oh, hi.
Yeah, this guy says hi. He looks like Mark Hamill.
Hi.
Are you really not Mark Hamill?
I'm really not.
Okay, I would have believed you if you said that you were.
Really?
I don't even really know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who it is either. I heard he was in a bunch of space movies.
But it's a great clip, and it's out there on the YouTube and everywhere. But you know what though? Mark is wearing some really thick rimmed glasses that I've never seen him wear before. And I think, if you're gonna go out there, be Mark Hamill. When he later showed up on stage with Jimmy Kimmel, he wasn't wearing those big giant glasses. I've never seen Mark wear that before. So
it's his Clark Kent disguise. You know what I mean? It's like he puts on glasses and it's like, who is this guy?
Yeah. But I mean, it did kind of, make it a little more challenging for the people walking by to instantly recognize him. But that one girl did.
I'm Mark Hamill. Come on.
Hey, it's Mark Hamill, that Skywalker guy from those space movies.
Rebel Force Radio.
Force yourself to listen.
Can we get into our year in review? This is going to be a rapid fire year in review. Okay,
let's do it.
It's going to go by so fast you won't even believe it. But we kicked off the year with our very first podcast on New Year's Day, which is kind of a rarity. It was a Skeleton Crew after show. Remember, we were in the thick of watching Skeleton Crew.
Right through the holiday season. I'll be honest. I'm not sorry that we didn't have a show running through the holidays to be to be doing all those live streams, but it feels like it's been too long, and I'm really looking forward to getting back to it. Just the holidays. I'd prefer not to have all that pressure, to be honest.
Nobody loves to unplug during the Christmas season like Jason Swank. And I've known this about you forever. he gets home. He takes time off from work, well-earned time off, and he gets home on that first day. He puts those pajamas on, and he keeps. I mean, those pajamas are on till it's 20. It's the calendar is flipped to the next year, man. And don't
till the Death Star explodes.
Yeah.
Right.
He really locks himself in. Me and Wendy used to have weekends where we purposely would cut ourselves off from the world and like wouldn't leave our bedroom for the whole weekend and so we always called them.
That sounds sexy.
Yeah, well, it really was. And we were watching.
Where was my invite?
We're just laying in bed watching TV the whole time and eating snacks. You know, maybe there was some hanky-panky back there in the early years. I don't remember. What are you guys doing to me here? Trying to get me in trouble?
No, it's the healthiest way of life, brother. That's it. To spend time with the one you love, unplugged from the world.
Yeah, so we used to call that. We used to call those our slug weekends. Slug, and we even had shirts that had a picture of a slug on it. It said slug, it was just to say it loud and say it proud. So, but I get the whole unplugging during the holiday season, and if you could do it because you've earned it.
Yeah. By the way, do you guys have beverages? I was just handed an eggnog here, so I think the time's right. So
I got me my Rancho Obi-Wan mug. And it's filled with good old ginger ale.
All right. Well, cheers, gentlemen. And cheers to everybody out there. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that stuff.
Yes. Love the one
Nostrovia.
you love.
That's right.
Cilantro.
All right. So we went from Skeleton Crew. It's really interesting when you look back on Skeleton Crew because the general consensus of those that watched it, which I think is the big question here, did anybody really watch it? But the consensus of those that watched it seemed to really enjoy it. They thought it was fun. Yeah. They thought it was a return to adventure, a return to mystery, and so many of references. Stranger Things now being back on the air. I couldn't help. Back on the air, back on Netflix, whatever. I couldn't help but think about the influences that it even had on Skeleton Crew, which is so meta because Stranger Things was also very influenced by the Amblin storytelling that went on in the 80s and stories that focused on kids but didn't necessarily treat them like kids. So anyway, but at the same time, I just feel like not enough people watched it to even really create a dent in the universe that is Star Wars. I don't think it even created a dent based on what I can tell.
Unfortunately, sadly true. But it's one of those great things. If you didn't watch it, then watch it over the holiday season. I think it's a solid story with a beginning, totally a middle, and an end. It's a solid and cohesive story, and it stands on its own. And there's plenty of Star Wars fun things going on in it that lock it into the universe. But it's just one of those things. So we went into our first show of December reviewing some comments that James Mangold made about his Dawn of the Jedi film. And I think those were the only comments we heard from Mangold throughout the rest of the year. He's been very quiet about Dawn of the Jedi, and so is Lucasfilm. Yeah, that's
there's been not even a dribble of information since Mangold made those comments. And, maybe it doesn't mean that the thing's on ice. Maybe Lucasfilm has just realized that getting out there in front of the mics and in front of the cameras and making these promises or these allusions to future projects when the ink is barely dry on contracts or scripts or whatever it is just not wise. So maybe they've told guys like Mangold, hey, you know what? If you're out there promoting something, maybe not, don't bring it up. But at the same time, I don't think Mangold has had a project to promote. So that'll be the real test. If he's out there,
he did.
What did he have this year?
Nothing this year, but he did make some waves bringing up the last Indiana Jones film. Like he did one of those, like Yeah, bombed because the audience didn't get it, like type of things. And people
Did he
were like,
really?
I don't.
Oh,
yeah,
like one of those
and
sit
people-
downs with
yeah.
somebody, and they asked him
So
about
people were
Indy.
like, enough out of you. Yeah, so I think he kind of like,
So also, sadly, at the beginning of 2025, we lost gold leader Angus McGuinness, who was also Rosie the Rose in Strange Brew, Bob and Doug McKenzie movie, and director David Lynch, who some may or may not know was being offered the job to direct Return of the Jedi by George Lucas himself. George handpicked David Lynch to direct Return of the Jedi.
Lynch
said no way, obviously.
I just saw a hell of a good clip of David Lynch. In this being the holiday season, he was looking back on the film "It's a Wonderful Life," and it's about a 5-minute clip, and him just talking about how profoundly that film impacted him and affected him. It's real good. It's worth seeking out. David Lynch on "It's a Wonderful Life." I never pegged him as this overly sentimental type, No, but he really,
exactly.
he really does love that movie.
So do I.
Yeah, interesting guy. And I think we lucked out. I'll be honest. I think at the end of the day, we lucked out. But I don't think George was ever going to be able to keep the control that he was accustomed to with a David Lynch at the helm.
Also in January, we started to hear the early rumors about names like Ryan Gosling and Sigourney Weaver potentially joining the Star Wars universe. But there was another name in there that we reported on that we have yet to hear about making a mark in the Star Wars universe, and that's Chris Pine. There were rumors going around that Chris Pine was going to be in Star Wars. Yeah. And we were buzzing about Skeleton Crew and talking about Jaleel White, Urkel in space.
Space Urkel.
I got to meet him in 2025
Oh, yeah? Tell us how that went down.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So I was at the Happy Gilmore 2 premiere in Manhattan. I was hired to basically be the heckler guy, hey, you jackass, and I was paid to heckle. I heckled Bad Bunny and Sandler and John Cena. I heckled them. I got paid.
Oh man, is there video of this somewhere?
I don't know. I have to see. I haven't seen any, but I haven't looked much. There's a lot of YouTube influencers that were there that might have brought some of this. But Jaleel White was on the red carpet, and I wasn't allowed to take pictures with people, harass people, things like that. But I had to get a picture with Jaleel White because I was like, dude, this is It's Steve Urkel. You know what I mean? You're kidding me. And he didn't have a giant entourage around him, so I could pull it off. Him and Smigel, Robert Smigel, who's a Triumph Insult comic dog and
SNL writer for many years.
Yeah, same thing. You deal with him. I saw him. I was like, oh, Smigel, I gotta get a picture of him. But Jaleel White, I was like, hey, Purple Urkels, which that's his marijuana strain, and he was like, you just said the magic words. I was like, yeah. And I was like, dude, I told him, I was like, I loved you in Skeleton Crew. He's like, thank you. And took a selfie together.
You know what? He's like, finally, someone recognized me for being in Skeleton Crew. It's that
Gunther.
guy.
Yeah.
Well, how cool that you took up the mantle left by the great Joe Flaherty from the original Happy Gilmore.
Character. Yeah. Yeah,
jackass.
Yeah. I get to do weird things. That was one.
Well, that's why we love having
in the life of Baby Belushi. I love it.
Yeah. Well, we love it when you bring the weird to RFR, my friend. So, we're at the end of January now, and another rumored name to be associated with potentially a future Star Wars film was that of Henry Cavill, Superman. Do you believe that one? Henry Cavill.
I feel like every franchise puts out a rumor that Cavill is going to show up.
Right? He was Wolverine for a while.
Yep.
And then they
James
made that
Bond.
kind of joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard Batman in the Gunverse at one point.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was one. That was one too. Yeah.
Yeah. And also there were rumors going around that Natalie Portman was going to eventually find her way back into Star Wars via a streaming series or perhaps a live
that I
action
believe.
film.
I think we could see her in Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, it's possible. Anything's possible.
I would love that.
So as we continue into February now, we're, hearing things about a new screenwriter for Daisy Ridley's new Jedi Order film that's been in constant production flux. George Nolfi. So George Nolfi was hired, and nobody really knows who he is. It seems like a very safe choice, and we
Does he have
discussed
any
that a little
previous
bit.
credits?
Yeah, of course he does. He did this, he did that. Look it up on IMDb. Don't ask me. We also talked about this. We had like early copies of a novel called Star Wars Reign of the Empire, The Mask of Fear. And it tied into Andor, kind of, with stories about the early days of the Empire and Palpatine's rise to power and Mon Mothma, Bail Organa, etc., fighting against the power. And I thought the book started out strong, but I felt like it got real flat. It just ended real flat. I can't remember the exact reasons why, but I was very enthusiastic about that book when it came out.
Have they released the follow-ups to it yet? Because it's supposed to be a trilogy,
No, I believe. I think there's going to be one a year for the next couple of years.
But it petered out. Is that what you're saying? It petered out?
I felt like it did. And I felt like, they spend time with these side characters you just don't even care about. So, also in February, we celebrated Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary. I've been a fan for 50 years. I still make a point to watch Saturday Night Live every week, whether it sucks or not. It's relevant in its comedy, and I don't know. Old habits die hard, I guess, I miss the days when you were on it, baby Belushi, doing the cartwheels and the killer bees.
Yeah, man. Hey, I had just seen a good here in Manhattan. It was a good off-Broadway show called Not Ready for Prime Time, which was basically about the first few years, and it got into like the Murray and Chase feud and everything, and then like went a little beyond, got into like Belushi's death and Radner's death. It was a really good show. It just closed here in Manhattan, but if it ever pops up anywhere, check it out. It was a great production. Yeah,
maybe it'll move to Broadway. That'd be great.
That'd be great. I'd love to read for that. That'd be fun.
So we looked back at all the great Star Wars bits, sketches, and parodies they've done on the show over the years. And also we had in the very same show, we were celebrating SNL 50, the best of Star Wars. There was an outrageous and unthinkable story of the week that redefined the term wardrobe malfunction as Mark Hamill's pants dropped while he was on stage at the 2025 BAFTA Awards.
I forgot about that. He's showing everyone his lightsaber. Hey, what are you going to do? It's what my father gave me, all right? Oh.
Right. And he, what did he do? He blamed the tailor for this, if I remember right. I told him just let him out like an inch.
A scotch.
A scotch, that's right. A scotch. Just a scotch. Yeah, I had no idea when I put him on.
Scotch means a lot more in some people's perspective than it does to Mark.
Yeah, give me
Mark thinks it's just
scotch of vodka. Just a scotch, please.
So as February started winding down, reports regarding Kathleen Kennedy eventually stepping down as Lucasfilm president started to heat up. Yeah. And here we are, 10 months later, and Kathy still seems fully embedded in those offices at Lucasfilm, but I don't know.
Don't we every few months? Don't we always get something? Kathy,
get
the axe. They're grinding it. Like, all right.
Well, I think they've got their hands full just finding Iger's replacement. That I feel like is probably, I wouldn't say a distraction, but I think that's the priority right now. Yeah. Like, God, we got to find a new captain of this entire operation. Then we can set things right out, downstream. But yeah, I think they want stability while they're creating potential instability at the top.
So as I'm sorry, I'm being distracted in that moment. I have Bob Iger stepping down. I have to agree. I think that Kathleen Kennedy's departure will be timed to coincide with Bob Iger's. Maybe Kathy thinks she's in line for the gig.
That
Maybe
was
she
rumored
wants
for a long
Bob
time,
Iger's
yeah.
gig.
Yeah.
You know? So,
what?
I personally don't think so. I think Kathy wants to get back to being a film producer. I don't think she wants these managerial authoritarian positions anymore. I don't think she wants to run companies. I think she wants to get back to the art of making films.
That was her strongest suit. And
absolutely.
I'd love to see that.
Absolutely. So as the year goes on, we got some information about the Star Wars That Never Was, a.k.a. the live-action Star Wars Underworld and Star Wars Detours through various interviews and stuff. And quite honestly, I'm sick of hearing about both projects at this point. They'll never happen. It's just, quit spinning our wheels, Hey, we had an interesting conversation with someone in March. We spoke to Colin Cantwell's partner, Ciara Dahl, who joined us in the cantina to discuss Colin Cantwell's life. Colin Cantwell was the original concept artist for the very first Star Wars. He was hired to create imagery. I think he was like a model builder, and he created an artist, and he created all kind of things like the prototype versions of TIE fighters and X-Wings and the Death Star. So,
guy was also clearly some kind of genius. I mean, that interview, she details the type of stuff that this guy would read and write about for fun. I mean, it was incredible. What an interesting guy.
Yeah, he sure was. And she intimately knew him and shared a bunch of great stories with us about Colin Cantwell. Yeah, genius, That's a word that gets thrown around an awful lot. But I think in the case of Colin Cantwell, it was well-earned.
For sure.
We're in April now, and that's when they announced Tales of the Underworld would be the next Star Wars animation event, and it would be launching a month later on May the 4th.
Yeah.
So we were getting caught up in that hype.
Yeah, the return of Asajj Ventress. It was all the tales of. They've been okay, but
they're mid.
Yeah, mid. But I think the reason they come across as mid is because as soon as you start getting into it and excited about it, it's over.
Yeah, I agree. It's like they just touch the surface and then skate off.
It's like a slug weekend with Jimmy Mack. I mean, as soon as you get excited, it's over.
I want a whole week. Slug me up, baby.
But the other thing that we keep talking about as fans when it comes to these Tales of series is whether or not the characters are chosen with strategy behind it. So with Asajj emerging, it was like, okay, this means that she's going to be a big character in the new Maul series, or she's going to show up in live action. And I think that that's oftentimes, as fun as it is to speculate, and this podcast is built on a lot of speculation, I think that's what sometimes leads fans to feeling let down because, we were just talking about Skeleton Crew earlier, and looking back at it now, it was a fun one-season romp adventure in the Star Wars universe. But at the time, we wanted it to tie into all this stuff, and we wanted it to lead to all these crazy places. Mm-hmm. And maybe we just, as fans, sometimes just need to chill out and enjoy things just exactly for what they are. So this is in the case of Tales of the Underworld, this is just a little glimpse into where Asajj Ventress has been and where she's going.
Yeah. But I'm like you guys. These shorts are becoming tiresome Give us some meat on the bone, baby. And that's what I hope the Darth Maul series will do starting next year. We're hearing April is when that will drop. There has been no official date announced or anything.
I've heard Darth Maul has a lot of meat on his bone. I mean, that's just something I've been hearing for many, many years.
You're just following Ray Park on Instagram, huh?
Chris got it.
Holy
That's exactly
smokes.
what I was alluding to. And set up. Thank you.
Okay, so mid-April kicked off a real exciting block of Star Wars activity as we followed all the coverage coming out of Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025. We had friends out there, so we had boots on the ground. We were watching the live streams. We were covering all the social media outlets and platforms, and I really felt like I was there, quite honestly. So I felt like I could cover it a lot better from my own home studio than I could from actually being there.
CouchCon, baby. We had fun with the CouchCon.
Yeah, CouchCon. That's what we called it. And, that's kind of why, to full disclosure, full honesty, why I kind of second guess, going to the one in L.A. It's like, boy, I could sure cover it much better from my house than I could from L.A. But again,
didn't we have a blast in Fan Expo Chicago, man? Come on.
Oh, my God. We owned that. Owned that place. Yes, that was mayhem.
Well, I remember something Max said to me. I don't know if it was I think it might have been the last con we were at together, because we were talking about the con fatigue. But Max said something that I really appreciated, which was, you know what? These things, I think I just love them for the hang. And so even if we just, go out there for the hang and cover the con. I don't care if we cover the con from a hotel room for all let's just, the hang, it only comes once every couple of years. And who knows how many years we got left to do this.
It's the hang. I go there.
It always is exceptional.
Smoke a bunch of pot in the front.
We wouldn't
know where to find me. I'm the degenerate.
Yeah, we know where to find you.
Yeah.
You're right outside the front doors.
Yeah.
Under a cloud.
Yeah.
But hey, we wouldn't know Chris if it wasn't for the convention.
Right.
So
yeah.
So maybe I should just, relax a little bit and just think about all the things I love about it. Plus, we could always have the opportunity to do a live show. But, setting those things up are exhausting to me. So I'll throw it out to the audience. Hey, if you guys got a good venue somewhere close to the convention center or somewhere in Hollywood, like a kick-ass venue, let me know about it, Maybe we can work together and do RFR live from Hollywood. That would be awesome.
Maybe we'll be at FJ's apartment.
From whose apartment?
FJ's apartment. That would be
good. Oh, God.
Live from FJ's.
Oh, no. Leave poor FJ alone. The cursing on that show will be off the charts, man.
Especially when he finds out that we're there.
So we were excited about all the news coming out of Japan, most notably the big announcements, like Star Wars Starfighter finally confirmed Sean Levy on stage with Ryan Gosling. We had the surprise reveal of Maul Shadow Lord.
Yep.
So Sam was getting a lot of time in the spotlight, which he loves. And then you have Ahsoka Season 2, and Filoni was up there laying down all kind of cool deets about what we're going to see in that show. Most specifically, an armada led by Grand Admiral Thrawn versus an armada led by Admiral Akbar. This is going to be the what. So we got pretty psyched for it. We saw some great footage from Mando and Grogu that wasn't released through official means, but through friends we saw it and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So that Star Wars Celebration 2025 that dropped, and then somewhere in there, I think Revenge of the Sith hit theaters again.
That's right, for the big anniversary.
Yeah, that was good.
And that was exciting, and I went
with
my
ton
boys.
Of money. It
made it did really well.
Yes. Everything. It crushed.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And I remember, I took my boys. Tommy Waffles from the Galloping Ghost Arcade was there. He's sitting right next to us with his lady friend. Well, I think it's his fiance. I don't know. But Tommy Waffles.
See, now I'm thinking Tommy Waffles. He sounds like a guy from Goodfellas. I have to know how he got. I got to know how he got the nickname.
Listen, nobody. That guy is salt of the earth. I love Tommy. I love everybody at the Galloping Ghost Arcade. So you guys know that. So we're buzzing off of seeing Revenge of the Sith in the theater, and then bam, we get hit with Andor season 2, episodes 1, 2, and 3 dropping on the same day. And this was the beginning of a very interesting month for me and Jason, because I don't think we've ever covered Star Wars with the level of intensity in which we had to cover Andor, because they were dropping 3 episodes a week. And my routine is I sit there with a bowl of popcorn and I'm staring at the TV in the darkness, and I watch it the first time. Then I watch it a second time, and I got the subtitles on. I got the audio description running in my ears, and I'm watching and I'm taking notes. So it's for 3-hour-long episodes. Those nights went into the wee hours, my friend, just to prep for the after shows. And it was so exciting too, because Andor was so quality.
It took me a couple of after shows to really start enjoying it. I was so stressed out those first 2 because the level of detail that we want to provide when we're talking about these things really just kind of got in my head. And then I was like, okay, wait a minute. Now, a lot of this is just about enjoying it and taking away the big moments, the big takeaways, because I think you can get lost in the minutia sometimes and not keep your eyes on the prize, which are the big story beats and the things that they're trying to tell us. But man, that show is just so full of detail and thick dialogue. You almost feel like if you don't catch every line of it, you're missing out on something. And you are, not just great writing, but also incredible performances from stem to stern. Everybody was phenomenal in that show.
What do you think, Chris? How did Andor treat you?
I love it. Well, so Andor, unfortunately, when it dropped, I wasn't able to keep on the same pace. I missed a lot of the after shows live. I had to, go back and listen, but or watch rather. But I was able to then watch it and digest it in like almost like I think like 3 chunks, and I wouldn't have been able to like wait in between. I don't know how people did. I don't know how you guys did. Like I would have lost my mind. Like
so you binged it,
especially towards the end. Yeah, especially towards the end when it just kept like that show snowballs. Like the pacing, it starts off so slow, and then by the time you hit the end, there's no breaks, and that thing is like a runaway train. And like I couldn't stop watching it once I was binging it at that point. But I loved it across the board. Everything you guys just meant between the writing and the performances, and just the choices that they made with certain things, and just it's just some of the best character stuff I've seen in Star Wars in a long time. Luthen Rail's like hands down in my top 5 of characters. Like,
incredible.
What I mean? And it's weird for me for like a newer Star Wars property to have somebody I really like that much. It's usually like, oh yeah, that guy's cool. But like outside of like classic stuff, I'm not like in love with everybody. But Luthen like was, I don't know. He was good. All those Skarsgårds, man. That whole family. God damn, that whole family. Them gorgeous bastards.
Well, you're right. Stellan Skarsgård should have gotten every award under the sun for his performance in that show. And our audience, too, deserves a lot of awards. You kept the after shows lively, that's for sure. Nobody was shy about sharing their opinions. You guys called up with some awesome theories and speculations. And, of course, Blake's take. Blake's take every week was a hoot,
I have
Kid
to say,
Blake.
and missing missing the after shows. I usually am on board with a lot of after shows, but I forgot what I was even doing. But it was just like I couldn't sit down and watch the show. So missing the after show, I felt like really changed like the way I take in Star Wars now, because I'm so used to like watching it and then hearing what you guys have to say, watching it, then hearing what you guys have to say, and even participating, hearing what the chat has to say. And it's like I met so many people that I actually got to hang with like later in the year through the chat, and it's just like it's a party, like so it's like an after party.
It is
the thing you just watch. It's cool. So it's like it reminds me of like old school, like when I was younger and like I'd go see a movie and then afterward, like you'd hang in the parking lot talking about it, digesting it, you and your friends, you know what I mean? Or like maybe like you bumped into some other group of dudes or people and you like start talking about the movie, and like it just like you don't have that kind of discourse that much anymore. And you think you would because things have been broader, but you just don't. It's just people more like they just tell you a bullet point, they shove it in your face. Like,
yeah, I think, I agree. I think what separates the after shows is that it's a discussion, it's a dialogue, it's a back and forth. It's not just, hey, shut up and listen to us pontificate about this thing.
Exactly. And it's a direct line to you guys. You could jump on the phone, you could send a super chat, and you guys see it and respond, and other listeners and fans. And it's just, it's real. It's like it's hanging out in the parking lot after the movie. It's
I love
cool.
that. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the energy of it all too. I mean,
same.
When we're together as a community, it just the energy level is really up there, pretty freaking high.
To all, a happy Christmas, and to all, a good night.
Rebel Force Radio.
So as we start to march into the springtime months, in May, Fortnite revealed an all-new AI-powered Darth Vader character that players could interact with via voice text. So naturally, because it's the internet, people started to manipulate the old Sith bot to say outrageous and unthinkable things. And our own Dylan McInerney spent hours playing Fortnite to hunt down Darth Vader and record him saying wacky crap about RFR. You remember that, Jason?
Oh yeah, that was incredible. Incredible. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, it was Dylan did put in the hours, you know, and he's even brought up things. I think he's tried to invoice me a couple of times, actually.
Yeah. Talk about nerdy, dirty, and tasteless.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, by the way, he loves that book.
Right. I think he's
Dylan
going
will
to
be joining us in just a few minutes.
There's the voice for your audiobook, Chris.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
He's got the job. He's hired.
Absolutely. So that was in April. And I'm actually looking for the clip now because I want to hear Darth Vader talk about RFR as he was being manipulated to do so by young Dylan Mack. Oh, I just found it. There's a whole bunch of them. So I'm going to load these up into the old Dropbox. But, let's also talk about, just for a second here, about some other cool things that happened in 2025. And one of the most unique things me and Jason ever did, and just the excitement and the camaraderie and the teamwork and the hard work, it all paid off when we went to the Redwood Forests of California for the Forest Moon Festival. It was amazing. We were there at the Andor shooting locations for Return of the Jedi. From Del Norte County to Humboldt County, we were part of a caravan of courage, traveling up and down.
With a literal Ewok with us, which is incredible.
The Northwest Pacific Coast. And we were podcasting. We did like 5 or 6 podcasts in, 3 days?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was great. And we were there with original Return of the Jedi Ewok Kevin Thompson, his lovely wife, who's a great writer, great author, Tracy, and she's a lot of laughs. And, of course, our best buddy, Fanboys director Kyle Newman was also with us. And the friends we made out there, Tracy and Tiffany and Cassandra and Annabelle. These guys are going to be friends of mine for life. I correspond with them all the time. It was the greatest event for Star Wars fans like me and Jason because of just the originality of it all. The pinch ourselves moments when we are walking aboard 100 feet above the forest floor on these bridges. And it's like we are in the Ewok village. Yeah. And we're here with people who have fast become our best friends. It was one of the greatest adventures a podcaster could ask for.
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those that leading up to it, I thought, there were many times I thought, what am I doing? This is so far, and it's only just a couple of days, and it just seems like, why did we do this? And then when we got there and saw the level of dedication to this event, the level of pride. I think that's it. The level of pride in being the shooting location for these iconic scenes in Star Wars. You just couldn't help but be swept up in it. And there were so many times along the way that I was just saying to myself, I'm so glad I'm here. I'm so glad that I came to this thing. Because as you said, Jim, the most unique, original fan event I have ever attended in my life. And the icing on the cake was just being transported into Star Wars by nature. Think about all the money that Disney has poured into Galaxy's Edge to make you feel just a fraction of what you feel just being out in nature in that part of the country. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, it sure was.
That's a good way to put it. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Baby Belushi, there was a Deadhead band out there. What were those nuts named? Tennessee Jedi. Oh my God. I enjoyed them very much. Oh, it was quite enjoyable. We were podcasting everywhere from the museum to the town square for the village market or the farmer's market.
Well, when we got to that farmer's market and we heard that Grateful Dead music, I looked over at Kyle and I said, we're not going to see Jimmy Mack for a very long time.
He's gone. He's gone.
I mean, it was California. It was the Grateful Dead. It was Star Wars. It was a hippy dippy festival. I mean, this was like tailor made for Jimmy Mack.
Yeah,
I was with my people.
Yeah,
definitely with my people. So that's the Forest Moon Festival, and it's going to be happening again in 2026. Dates were announced. Pretty similar to the dates from last year, It's that same weekend. So will RFR be there? TBD. That's all I can say right now is TB to the D. And we sure did love it, though. I'll tell you.
It was great.
So it was a lot of fun. So continuing on in our review here, we, of course, recapped the whole event with Kyle Newman on the show. And Kyle pontificated on all things Forest Moon and his concept for... he wants to complete what he considers to be the Ewok trilogy that is now, it's not complete. There's only two parts. There's the Ewok Adventure and Caravan of Courage.
Yeah.
I think that's the names of them. I don't remember. Or Battle for Endor. That's what it was. Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor.
Yeah.
That's
I really do. I mean, when Kyle said it, I thought, okay, that's funny. But then, like a lot of things Kyle says, you're like, oh, that's funny. And then you start thinking about it, and you're like, wait a minute, this would be a really relatively low cost way to capture some really, really great nostalgic feelings for those films. I don't think the pressure would be all that great, and you could really do something fun. So I love the idea of a made for Disney Plus third Ewok film. I think it's brilliant
directed
idea.
by Kyle Newman,
of course,
starring
Yeah.
Starring Kevin Thompson
As all
and
the
Baby
Ewoks.
Belushi as the Rancor Keeper.
Please. I'd love to. But yeah, it was. I like the way Kyle thinks. Like I love that stuff. I love like the Star Wars holiday special. Like that's all. That's my that's peak Star Wars for me. People think I'm nuts, but to me that's Star Wars. Just chunky ass special effects,
campy,
and gross, greasy alien monster masks, and you know what I mean? Give me that. Do it practical. Do that third Ewok movie practical. It's practical or bust for me. Like that's how I feel. That's how I feel about the new Gremlins movie. Anything you kind of from that era of like weird puppets and stuff, like just go with the weird puppets. You don't
go with the weird puppets.
Please, always
bring us weird puppets. All right, guys, we're running a little long here, so I got to rapid fire a few things. But we did have some comments to make about Benjamin Bratt taking over the role of Bail Organa. And I remember, let me just continue going on. I'm not going to pontificate on any memories I had or nothing. Just shut up and do the list. We got Mark Hamill did address the BAFTA thing. That's where we got the Scotch thing from. Oh, here was a great thing that happened in June. We were blessed with the presence of Michelle Ang, the voice of Omega from The Bad Batch. She hung out with us. She was very generous with her time. She talked all things Bad Batch with us, how she relates to Omega and more. And
she was so real. She wasn't one of these guests that you get that are just overly rehearsed, or they've answered the same 10 questions a million times. It was so fresh and natural. I just loved it. She was a delight.
Yeah, she was really wonderful. And like you said, she was the real deal. Very down to earth. Enjoyed talking to her very much. And also during the summer, shortly following the Michelle Ang interview, we got the opportunity to talk to Brendan Wayne, the man behind the mask on The Mandalorian. Sure, everyone knows Pedro Pascal is the voice of The Mandalorian, but who's inside that costume? Well, a large percentage of the time, it's Brendan Wayne, and he's John Wayne's grandson, for crying out loud. So we had a great time talking to him. And he shared a bunch of behind-the-scenes stories about The Mandalorian with us, and some personal things, too. I think we really connected with him. Throughout the summer, we would hear little things about Ahsoka Season 2 and jump on top of those rumors, and good fodder for conversation, while Star Wars is kind of ramping things down here as we're in the post-Andor days. Andor sure kept us busy, like I said. I'm still trying to catch my breath from those Andor weeks. But, we had fun along the way throughout the rest of the summer. George Lucas showed up at San Diego Comic-Con. We followed along with all the rumors, especially about news about the casting of Matt Smith in Star Wars Starfighter. And Matt just recently wrapped up his shooting schedule for that. That film is wrapped, which surprises me because last week we played a clip from Sean Levy, who said when he went to L.A. to promote Stranger Things that he was halfway through shooting Starfighter, and then he gets back to London after the Stranger Things junkets come to an end. And what, he's shooting for 10 more days and it's over?
Seemed like it.
The whole thing must have gone by him like a tornado, He probably doesn't know where he is right now. I hope he's taking some time off for the holidays, That guy seems like he's everywhere all at once.
What I love about hearing him talk about this project is his combination of passion, excitement, and calm at the same time. He just the word is pro, just a pro. I think Star Wars is in the hands of a real pro with this Sean Levy project.
For sure. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Same.
In August, Gina Carano and her lawsuit versus Disney was settled. and we were speculating, will we ever see Cara Dune again? I personally say, why not?
Why
Put
not?
her back on there,
Why not?
I'd love to see Kara's Dunes again.
And there it is. There it is. I just want to remind you.
Wait a minute. That's page 41 of Star Wars.
Dirty, and tasteless Star Wars jokes.
Hey, I'm just telling the truth.
Available now at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and from that guy in the alley.
Always be closing those sales, Chris. Always. Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. Well, time will tell. There's so much possibility with this Mando Grogu film. And I mean, would a Gina Carano show up at some point? Is this thing going to actually dovetail into the events of Ahsoka season 2 by the end and set up this Thrawn war? Or will it just be a complete standalone thing that can just sit by itself on your shelf? I don't know. I don't think any of us know.
Self on the shelf.
Right.
On the shelf. All right. So in September, we talked to the author of Lucas Wars. I have it right here. Lucas Wars. This is a great book. It's a graphic novel all about George Lucas's trials and tribulations while he was shooting the original Star Wars back in the 70s. It's the whole process is here. It's represented in graphic novel form, and it's absolutely wonderful. Lucas Wars. So we talked to Laurent Hopman, the author of Lucas Wars, and you can get Lucas Wars now at Amazon or wherever you get books, and I strongly recommend it. I mean, that's a good one. If you know somebody who enjoys graphic novels, comic books, and behind-the-scenes stories about Star Wars, this is perfect. That's a perfect gift. You could get it probably from Amazon if you, I think you're out of luck now by the time this podcast drops, Plan ahead next year. So moving on, here's a big accomplishment for Rebel Force Radio, something that I've personally wanted to do. This is a real bucket list stuff for me. You know how much we love Rancho Obi-Wan here at Rebel Force Radio. Well, we finally did it. We've been talking about it forever. RFR Live from Rancho Obi-Wan 2025, an event years in the making, and it finally happened on this September weekend as we descended upon Steve Sansweet's Rancho Obi-Wan, the Guinness Book World Records largest Star Wars memorabilia collection, for a live podcast fundraiser. We bought an audience of the greatest and craziest Star Wars fans in the galaxy. And it was it was a weekend to remember. It was outstanding. And let's talk to
I don't remember a lot of
Baby Belushi doesn't remember anything.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you would give us a good, 2 or 3 minute chunk right there. And he doesn't remember a thing, folks. That tells you how great a weekend it was.
It was good. It was one of the best in a long time. I got to be honest. It was a good time.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'll never forget being there for just a short time, and we're obviously provide the entertainment and all of that, and we're kind of sitting there, and Ann Newman's like, "All right, let's get to work." And next thing you know, we're building tents out
that
there.
photo booth. That was very complicated.
Booth. Yeah.
You guys worked really hard on that.
Yeah, we did. I tell you what, as soon as the manual labor portion of the weekend started, Jimmy Mack suddenly had all kinds of administrative work to do on his phone. His thumbs were flying, and then I'm going to go talk to Steve, and he's going in the house. But I couldn't do it. I mean, everybody's looking at, the 5'3" guy, having him hoist up the 8-foot photo booth.
Yeah, I came in. I lent my height there once you guys got that impossible work done.
Right. When he saw me struggling with the height, yeah,
I would have just made it more complicated.
But I mean, it just goes to show. I mean, the level of volunteerism and everything there. Literally everybody works their asses off at Rancho Obi-Wan. And when you donate to them, it's going right to the source. It's not some big bloated nonprofit. Everything goes right to the nuts and bolts of that museum.
Yeah, absolutely. I became a member. I saw how it was. I was like, yeah, this is not, like some like corporate, but it's like, they're doing it, and because they're doing it because they love it. And I was like, you know what? I want to support this.
Yep.
Oh yeah. It's a true grassroots effort, labor of love.
Absolutely.
Passion project. It's a passion project.
Yeah.
So that's ranchoobi1.org. You can join, become a member today. Take a tour of Rancho Obi-Wan. ranchoobi1.org. Did I say ranchoobi1.org?
A couple times, but it doesn't hurt to say it.
I just want to make sure I say ranchoobi1.org. So September, we were still buzzing from our trip at Rancho Obi-Wan, and Lucasfilm dropped the very first Mandalorian and Grogu trailer on us. So we went through that sucker frame by frame. And a lot of exciting stuff.
Didn't match the level that the one that came out of Celebration Japan. I think we're still trying to match it. I know we've talked a little bit offline about it, and there was just something about way that the one from Japan was cut versus what we've seen now. I think there's a relatively new cut that's out in theaters with movies like Zootopia 2. If you go to see that over the holidays, you'll see a Mando Grogu trailer. But again, nothing like that Celebration Japan sizzle reel.
No, nothing at all. Okay, so let's burn through the rest of the year here real fast because we got to get Dylan on. So in October, we were blessed by the presence of the amazing, the incredible, the world famous Ashley Eckstein. She is Ahsoka Tano, and she was with us back on RFR. Of course, very generous with her time. Of course, getting very personal about some of her experiences, past, present, and always with eyes ahead toward the future for what's next for Ashley Eckstein. She's a superstar. I've recently been in touch with Ashley, actually, and we've had some real interesting heart-to-heart conversations. She's a hero of mine. She's a superstar. I love her. So keep your eyes on Ashley Eckstein because her star has yet to fully rise. And, of course, when she goes to the convention centers, the lines are always the longest for her. She spends time talking to everyone. She's the greatest. Chris, have you ever met Ashley before in person?
Yeah, I met her, I think, at a celebration. I think at the Florida one. What was it, 2017? I think I met her. I had a whole, Rebels poster signed by the whole crew, everybody who was on there. And I think it was just as she came out as Fulcrum in there, and it's so yeah,
she was back.
But yeah, I go to a lot of cons, as you guys know, as we discussed, and she always whenever she's there, she always has just a brick of a line. There's always a ton of people who want to see Ashley. She's always a crowd pleaser. People love her. People always walk away with a good experience. I always see people posting pictures, she's always happy. Yeah. It's it's good. Good times.
Oh, I mean, Ashley is she's like family, really, to us here at RFR. I think of her. I think of Matt Lanter and just those early days of when Clone Wars was coming out, and there was so much focus on Ahsoka as a character and the dynamic with Anakin, the Sky Guy, and the R2E and all that stuff. And to see it on the other side, to where there's so much love and respect and admiration is just great, and it makes it all seem worth it. And to be able to go through it in real time with someone with the character of an Ashley Eckstein, incredible. And the fact that we're still friends in 2025, you can't say that about a lot of people in Star Wars, but Ashley is true blue. And we always just pick up right where we left off with her. And I just love it.
And as October turned into November, all I have to say is this: the hunt for Ben Solo.
Definitely the biggest story out of the last quarter of the year, for sure. Even Daisy Ridley said that this was the biggest thing to happen in Star Wars in a long, long time. That was a quote from Daisy. I think she realized that there's more interest in a film that might have been or was going to be than a film that is allegedly still in the works. And that wasn't lost on one Daisy Ridley.
So would you like to see that film get made, Baby Belushi?
God, I don't know. I'm on the fence because it's so cheesy, but then once again, that's what I like about Star Wars. This is gonna be some cheesy crap. You know what? If you could give it to me in 5 years, 7 maybe, I might appreciate it more than what they would give me now. I think. Let it cook a little while and then come back. You know what I mean? Like the whole. Eventually, there will be a sequel uprising like there was with the prequels, where you'll have fans that grew up and they'll want it, and like you hit it when that's hot. That's money in the bank, sir. You know.
Yeah.
You do it now, it might be squandered. You know.
Yeah, really. See, I think they should do stuff like that now while those actors are still in their primes, and because that's what I think is one of the biggest crimes of Star Wars is the whole franchise was put on ice. And so you miss all of those great Harrison Ford years, you know, and Mark Hamill years, and Carrie Fisher years, and Peter Mayhew, the whole gang.
Do the de-aging that looks so lifelike and good.
Yeah. Yeah. Hulk smash.
What? They fool me every time.
All right, let's wrap this up. Well, we had ILM veteran Stuart Ziff on in November, and he gave us all these cool behind-the-scenes stories from his experience working on Star Wars. We also talked.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, he was cool. He was cool. And we also talked to the legendary Dan Madsen about the conclusion of the legendary Star Wars Insider magazine. And so now here we are at the end of 2025, looking forward to what is going to be an amazing year for Star Wars next year. I still can't believe we pulled that Andor business off, though, with those after shows. I forgot all about that until now, and I kind of got PTSD from the whole thing. Now that
from those wars.
Yeah, I feel like Andor himself, actually.
Yeah.
Little twitchy.
Right. Next, you'll see us marching in veterans parades after our tour of duty there. You know,
are you guys supposed to be here?
Right. Oh yeah, we did Andor after shows. Thank you for your service. Talk about stolen valor.
All right. Well, let's take a time out.
Oh,
and we'll be right back with Dylan Mack in the Cantina.
Dylan Mack in the Cantina.
Yeah.
We have a Death Star, we tested it twice, tracking down rebels and ending their lives. The Empire is coming to town.
Jingle bells. Rebel Force Radio.
It's a very merry Star Wars Christmas. A very merry Star Wars Christmas. A very merry Star Wars Christmas. May the Force be with you.
Rebel Force Radio.
Star Wars Cantina.
Where are you going, Master? For a drink.
Sorry about the mess. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
All right, here we go as promised. Joining us in the Cantina, celebrating the holidays and his recent birthday, the one, the only, Dylan Mack. Dylan McInerney, everybody.
Wow.
Hello.
Hey, Dill. Welcome to Rebel Force Radio.
It's good to be here.
Dylan, you're an official guest of ours here in the Cantina. And this is an honor we save for notable Star Wars personalities, actors, crew members, etc. And I'm just so happy to have you here. First, I just want to say we were talking about the Darth Vader Fortnite AI bot incident of 2025. Can you explain to us exactly what that was all about?
Okay, well, I guess as the resident Fortnite expert here, apparently, it was just like a thing that they did for like a few weeks where you could go find Darth Vader in the game, I think you had to fight him, and once you win the fight, he's like your teammate, but you can use your microphone and talk to him, and they had like an AI thing. So James Earl Jones. So that was like a whole thing, and I forget what he was saying about you guys in the video.
Well, we just happen to have a clip here.
Oh.
So in no particular order, here is the Dark Lord talking about Rebel Force Radio, courtesy of Dylan Mack and his relentless pursuit of the Sith Lord.
Rebel Force Radio. I sense their voices pollute the airwaves with falsehoods. This podcast is not harmless entertainment. It is a weapon. Do you believe their lies?
That's good. And of course,
that's a good one.
Darth Vader was not certainly not at a loss for his relevancy in the meme world. I think this proves that.
What precisely is a hawk tour?
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, lots of people were doing what you did, using those voice prompts to try to get Darth Vader to say
Hawk
whatever.
Tour,
But
Jimmy Mack. I am familiar with the name. Is this Jimmy Mack a threat to the Empire? Jason Swank? His name is unknown to me. Does he pose a threat to our mission?
But Dylan, for you, it was, as Jason said, a relentless pursuit of the Dark Lord. It took you a while to hunt him down and then finally engage him, right? It took a while, didn't it?
Well, yeah, because I would get close, and then like some 14-year-old would come and shoot me and steal Darth Vader from me. So it's messed up.
By the way, that 14-year-old might have actually been my son, Parker, who was also playing a lot of Fortnite during that period of time. So who knows? Apologies if that's the case.
So Dylan and Chris, both of you are celebrating recent birthdays.
That's
and
right.
Dylan, happy 23rd. Chris, happy
47th.
Happy 27th.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So, Dylan, we just have a couple of questions to ask you because, I mean, obviously growing up in our house, there was a lot of exposure to Star Wars, whether you liked it or not. And
There's a little bit of it here and there, a little bit.
Yeah, and I always allowed you guys, a little bit, Joey. But I always allowed you guys to play with the action figures and everything. What is your earliest Star Wars memory?
Well, I mean, I think I watched like the Family Guy Star Wars and the Robot Chicken Star Wars before I actually sat down and watched the real movies. But I mean, honestly, it was like a constant where like I don't remember the first New Year's Eve that we didn't do the Death Star blowing up. So that was just like every New Year's I was going to watch Star Wars. So I think that might be the first memory because I don't even remember when it started.
It's just always been there, right?
Yeah, it's been a constant.
Well, we have an audio clip of your first time, the very first time you ever appeared on the podcast. This was a situation where I was allowing you to play with some of my Star Wars toys. And this clip is known just simply as Ewoks in the Sandcrawler. And a conversation about canon then erupted as a result. This is Dylan McInerney, age 3.
Awesome! Where's Luke? I need Luke. He's going down here. Hope you do. Dad, will you get the Sandcrawler?
What do you want?
Sandcrawler.
Well, don't get the Sandcrawler down. You're still playing with the Ewoks.
Well, the Ewoks will go in the Sandcrawler.
The Ewoks will go in the Sandcrawler. Hey, we're G-level.
What?
We are a G-level canon family. Do you understand me?
What does that mean?
Nah, forget it. I'll get the Sandcrawler.
Oh, God. God, that was back during those times we were talking so much about all the different levels of canon.
Yes.
G level. I mean, those guys, they wrap themselves up into so many knots trying to make continuity over there.
What's
in
the
old
G level? I don't get that.
George level.
Yeah.
If it came to George, it was G level.
Okay.
Top level. And then there was like a T level for television.
Right.
There was like, and I think I don't know what they called the books, but there was a level for the books and the comic books.
Yeah.
I forget what level. B level.
B level.
I was thinking they could call it the fiction level, the F level, but
the FU.
Yeah, the toilet.
By the way, did you guys see my T-shirt? Can I get a widescreen on this, Jay?
Yes.
Yeah, I wore this last week. I made the announcement that whatever Ryan Johnson or Leslie Headland ever has to say about Star Wars again, the RFR stance on it is purely IDGAF. Okay? Yeah. And so I received a little feedback about that. All positive. So I decided in honor of that, I'd wear this shirt tonight that just says Rebel Force Radio, STFU, and make Star Wars.
I love it.
Perfect.
I love it.
All right. Okay. Now, for the exciting part.
Yes.
Back to Dylan. Now, wasn't that old? Dylan, do you remember that moment in time when you wanted to put the Ewoks in the Sandcrawler?
No, I can't believe I would think so stupidly back then that they would even belong there.
Well, I tell you what, Dylan, I remember a lot of listeners calling in and writing in saying, no, we had it wrong. You want to put the Ewoks under the Sandcrawler, not in the Sandcrawler.
Yeah. I think Anthony Daniels called in with that kind of sentiment.
Oh, God.
So, Dylan, something that maybe a lot of people don't know about Dylan is that he was a legitimate Ahsoka Tano fan from the very first moment he saw her, day one, before even the movie came out. He wasn't one of these Johnny-come-latelys who, piled on to the Ahsoka bandwagon once she finally became popular. He was there from day one. So do you recall the moment you became an Ahsoka Tano fan as a little kid?
Well, yeah, I had a
5 years old.
So I was like, right away.
Wait, say that again?
I had a crush on her. So that's what it was.
It was a cartoon crush?
Yeah.
I respect that.
She was so badass.
I sympathize. My first crush was Jessica Rabbit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Well,
like a 10-year-old.
No one needs to lie about that. Everyone in here will still agree that Jessica Rabbit's
right. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, right. Fantastic. Dylan, I love the courage that you're showing here by saying, as a little kid, just starting to, look and understand at the female form. I just saw this Ahsoka Tano and her little tube top, and
hell yeah.
I soaking my pants,
Save that for the next joke book.
See, now I'm starting to understand why Dylan wanted Baby Belushi on this show and why he made that specific request. Okay, let me catch my breath now. Because I took Dylan then to a Chicago screening. I was graciously invited by Lucasfilm. Our buddy Josh was over there at the time.
Oh, great guy.
And he sent me, access to the early screening of the Clone Wars. So me and Dylan and Michael are there on a Saturday. I think it was a Saturday morning. And all of a sudden, these representatives from the studio come skipping out into the middle of the theater before the movie begins, and they're tossing Ahsoka T-shirts out to the crowd. This kid, 5 years old, stares at me with daggers. And he goes, "You better get me one of those shirts."
I was like, you have to get me one of those. I was like looking at, and he was like, I'll try. And I was like, no, you have to get me one.
Yeah, do or do not, Dad.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's no try here, buddy.
So, Dylan, did I pull it off?
Yeah, you got it. I don't know. He was like, me, over here. And I fucking threw it right to him. So it was perfect. He was jumping up and down. And he like,
do you still have the shirt, Dill? Do you still have it? I know you've outgrown it, but
I think it is around.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I do have a box, a cardboard box up in the attic labeled Star Wars T-shirts, and it's filled with, because I can't throw them away. I'm a collector. What do you want from
with
me?
me? I can't throw my kids.
Hey,
how
you know
many
what?
they outgrown. And...
You know what, guys? There are people out there that will take your T-shirts and make these quilts out of them. It's actually very cool. So if you have T-shirts that you're sentimental about and nobody can wear them, look for that. There's people out there that'll do it. It's a pretty neat way to preserve your shirts. Yeah.
And it's a rad Star Wars quilt.
Yeah, right.
You know
Something you can hang up on a wall or something.
Yeah. That's a cool idea. Thanks.
So through the podcast, Jason and I developed a pretty tight relationship with both Ashley and David Eckstein, for that matter. They're great people, and they've always just been super supportive of us here at Rebel Force Radio. 1 year, so much so that when David was playing with the San Diego Padres, he came to Wrigley Field, and Ashley Eckstein invited myself and my family to sit with her in the wives section and watch the ball game at Wrigley Field. Dylan, do you have any memories of that?
Yeah, it was the only time I ever went to Wrigley Field. I haven't been back since, like a true Sox fan.
Yes.
But that was a fun time because we got to, I think we met with them after the game as well.
Yes.
So that was pretty fun.
We were standing in the area where the players' families meet them as they're going to the team bus, and then they all board together.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
So Ashley's been through this routine a bajillion times. And so we're standing there because she wanted us. She wanted us there so David could say hi. And while we were standing there waiting, she turned at you and she called you Sky Guy and started talking to you as Ahsoka. And you were standing there. Yeah. And Dylan's
Chris,
standing
by the way, Chris
there.
is getting aroused just hearing this.
Yeah.
Hey, don't ruin the whole thing. Come on, man. It's Christmas.
Off,
I know. I saw those Belushi eyes start to
wow. How incredibly tasteless. You're under the influence of nerdy, dirty, and tasteless Star Wars jokes right now. I'm telling a wonderful story about childhood and innocence and a cartoon crush. And you're degrading it to the level of a baby Belushi and his sick mind. All right. Damn it. Okay. But so she speaks to him as Ahsoka, and I swear his little head was about ready to explode when she says Sky Guy to him. Okay, he can't freaking believe.
She's never called you Sky Guy.
She doesn't call anybody Sky Guy
except the real Sky
me.
Guy
And me.
and you.
Hell yeah.
Right. You know, there's 3 people on the planet. I don't know what happens behind closed doors at the Eckstein household, but there's 3 people I know of that she's publicly called Sky Guy. The first is Matt Lanter's Anakin Skywalker. The second is Hayden Christensen when she hosted that panel. And the third is right here on Rebel Force Radio now, Dylan McInerney. Small fraternity.
Yep.
There it is.
And I'm
Whoop,
easily,
there it is.
by far, the most famous out of all 3 of those.
Of the 3, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have this I'm sure we're going to touch on it later, but I have this really viral video that everyone's seen.
Yeah. Well, let's watch it now. Okay. You're a little older now. You're 12. Okay. And while we were watching the season 1 finale of Star Wars Rebels fire across the galaxy, I knew what was coming because I had already seen the episode. But the big surprise was the return of Ahsoka Tano. She'd been away for 2 years since she walked down the steps of the Jedi Temple at the end of season 5 of the Clone Wars. So she hadn't been seen in action since then. But all of a sudden, Ahsoka was back, and the reveal was really, really effective, as you will see in this reaction video that I secretly shot of Dylan.
That wave captured, we couldn't reveal the other rebels to the Empire. That was the protocol.
The protocol has changed.
Who's this?
Fulcrum.
Ahsoka.
What?
My name is Ahsoka Tano.
What?
Because of you and your apprentice, many in this system and beyond have heard your
Is that Ashley?
You gave them hope in their dark.
You're recording me, aren't you? This isn't going anywhere.
No, it's not going anywhere. It's just going to be shown in 15 years.
It went somewhere, I guess.
I tell you what I love about that is because there's so many reaction videos. You know, the weirdo guy that had the big mole and he was crying when the sequels came out. That guy, we had him on. He's a good guy, but this was so legit and real, and it was the perfect person in the perfect age. But the thing that is so funny about it is that because he is who he is, and Jim, you are who you are. The second thing out of his mouth was, "Is that Ashley?" Like he wants to know about the voice talent behind. You know, it's not just is this Ahsoka, but is this legit Ahsoka? Is this Ashley Eckstein?
Yeah, exactly. It was a sign of respect,
right?
So, okay, we're gonna just jump right to the. Well, this is a surprise.
Yeah, here it is.
Hi, Dylan. Now, you didn't think after all this time that you'd be getting rid of me, did you? You're stuck with me, Sky Guy. Happy birthday, Dylan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sky Guy. Happy birthday to you. To one of my biggest OG fans, I wanted to wish you a big happy birthday. This is a new day, a new beginning, and every day is a gift. And Dylan, you are a gift to so many. I just want to thank you. You have been a gift to me. I'm so proud to call you a friend and to know you after all of these years. How are you 23? How are you 23? This is amazing. Well, I was just honored to send you this birthday message. Very excited that you're co-hosting this very special show for your birthday with your dad. I hope our paths cross again soon. But until they do, I just wanted to say Ahsoka lives in you. Thank you for being a bright light. And I can't wait to see you soon. But until we do, happy birthday. And may the Force be with you. Bye, Dylan.
Oh, my gosh. Was that
wow. The great Ashley Eckstein, Ahsoka Tano.
Wow. I was not expecting that. You know.
Wow.
That was awesome. It was like a whole message. Like, that wasn't just, hey, what's up? Your dad's making me shoot a video. It was like...
I'm not going to lie. Maybe it's all the eggnog I'm drinking, but I like tearing up.
Chris was tearing up there, man.
That hit me.
Wow,
That was
she called me a gift, bro. She called me a gift.
That was amazing. That was cool. That was really cool.
What a great moment. What a great moment. All right. Well, on that note, let's get into the nitty gritty here because I'm excited about this. Well, this is a follow-up. I mean, Jim, in addition to us being esteemed Star Wars podcasters, now we're in the realm of Star Wars scientists, anthropologists. This is real scientific study we're doing here. The evolution of a Star Wars fan from kid to young adult. So let's get into it. This original interview 15 years ago after Dylan watched the complete original trilogy. And now we're going to follow up with the same questions and see how this young man's views have evolved. So, Dylan, question number 1. What was your favorite part? Oh, I should say, you just recently rewatched the original trilogy, right? In preparation for this. Yes. Okay. So this is all mossy fresh. Okay, great. So question number 1. What was your favorite part of A New Hope?
Favorite part? I mean, the part that I've always loved that I think just like perfectly encapsulates like what the dynamic between everyone is the garbage disposal scene, or the you know, where that is like, because you just see how everyone handles the situation, and you know, especially with you know, calling a C-3PO and all that. That is, it's just it's great.
You're right. It's a great insight into the characters. It really is. Probably the best insight that we have that early in the film when you see them all together. All right, well, let's see. What did Dylan say 15 years ago at age 10? Here it is.
When Han Solo shot Greedo.
Why did you like that part?
Because he was like sneaking it, and it was like...
Han was sneaking the gun under the table, right?
Okay, well, I guess it depended on which version he watched. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter which version you watch. Han shoots Greedo, no matter what version it is, whether he shoots first or whatnot. So, okay.
I do want to point out, Dylan was 7 years old when this happened.
What did I say?
You said he was 10.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. 15 years ago.
I mean, it's a big difference between 7 years old and 10 years old.
Absolutely
devotion to accuracy, you know.
Okay, so we're talking about a 7-year-old. This is what, first grade, second grade? Just to put it in context for everybody. Okay, so here we go. Question number now. This is sort of like the old dating game, you know? So, Dylan, you didn't quite agree with your former self. Present Dylan didn't agree with, past Dylan. So let's see on question number 2. This just really works right into this. Is a who shot first? Han or Greedo? What does 23-year-old Dylan Mack say?
I mean, I'm just more on the. I'm pretty sure I say Han, according to my last response. So, Han. I'm even more convinced. They try to airbrush history, but you can't.
Even George can. All right. Well, let's see what your 7-year-old self said.
Han shot first. That's how you saw it?
Yeah.
Did it seem to you that it looked like Han shot first?
Yeah.
And is that what made it cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God he didn't say McClunky.
Yeah.
He missed that by a few years. Who shot first? That McClunky guy.
McClunky.
I just like that he was like a stone cold killer. I didn't care. My favorite part was that he was sneaking the gun under the table. It wasn't that he, deserved it or anything. It's just like, man, he did that in a cool way.
Yeah. He got away with it.
George wants us to have sympathy for Greedo now? Give me a break, George. All right. This is a big one. This is Yoda questionnaire type question here. But who is your favorite character and why?
Probably, I'm going to say Han Solo, because he is just like, I like how he's like thrust into, like, he doesn't want to be a part of the rebellion. He just kind of gets caught in the middle of it. And he's like, fine, I guess I'll stay and help. And I think that's just like a really cool character to have in the movie.
He does. He stays over a girl, as most of us, make our choices in life. It's over.
Right, and I love it. What you just said, Dylan, reminds me of a quote from the original Star Wars novel. I think it's in the prologue where Leia Organa says, "We were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Naturally, we became heroes." And there's a lot to that. I love it. Yep, Max got the book up there, the original dog-eared paperback copy from B. Dalton's back in 1977. Fantastic.
No, it's the one I stole from my Catholic school library.
I forgot. You stole that. You still got the Dewey Decimal System card catalog thing in the back, I thought.
Well, yeah, it still says the date that I checked it out was March, and nobody else checked it out. Look, the rest of the page is blank. I got my mitts on this, and I never gave it back.
Never gave it back.
Imagine
the special room in hell for you.
Look,
all right, Meredith.
Look.
For you.
It says it all right there. St. Catherine Labouré School, Glenview, Illinois. It's right there.
That's great.
It's hard to focus in on it, but that's what it says.
It's the Sister of the Blessed Heart Orphanage or something.
Sister Ever Rester.
The school closed down for good this year, so the book has outlived the school.
Wow! Oh my God! It's supposed
Wow.
to enduring legacy.
He saved it.
You saved that book's life.
All right, let's see what 7-year-old Dylan Mack said about his favorite character at the time.
My favorite character, Han.
Why do you like Han Solo so much?
He gets Princess Leia.
You're happy that Han Solo ends up with the girl at the end, huh? He gets Princess Leia. Yes, and you like that. You thought it was cool for Han to get the princess at the end, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Boy, some things never change here.
Forgot to consider that. That was a very good point that young me made. I didn't even include that in what I was saying.
Good job, young me.
I like when the guy gets the cheeks in the movie.
I like that one.
All right. Okay, so let's go move on to episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. Let's find out. Dylan, in your recent rewatch, what is your favorite part of The Empire Strikes Back?
Probably, I really like the whole cave scene on Dagobah. It's just like, because like when I saw that as a kid, that like freaked me out, and just rewatching it, just the way it's shot, it's so it kind of feels like a horror movie in a way that it's done.
It does,
it's
right?
amazing.
Yeah, it's like really the first like kind of departure from that same narrative style. Up until that point, that's like the first change in just like the style of it.
Yeah.
It's shot differently, it's cut differently, it's like the music's even hazy. It's like, yeah, you're right. It's like very horror movie. It's very like trippy and wild.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
And it's also interesting that the group, as they split up, you got Luke on Dagobah, and then you got Han and company in their own kind of cave, with the slug monsters. So the movie gets real dark in the middle there, and really never lightens up. But let's find out, what did young Dylan Mack say was his favorite part of The Empire Strikes Back? Was it the cave scene on Dagobah? Let's find out.
When he goes into that haunted cave.
The haunted cave on Dagobah?
We've got
Why did you like that part?
Because Luke's face was in Darth Vader's.
Because Luke's face was in Darth Vader's helmet?
Uh-huh.
Why do you think that was? What was the message that Luke was learning?
You don't use stress.
You don't use stress?
And you don't hate.
And you don't hate. So you think Luke Skywalker was stressed out when he went in there and he gave into his hatred?
No, he started to have stress when Darth Vader came, and then he had anger.
Yeah, he was stressed out, man. He was stressed out.
That's a stressful situation.
That is, I tell you what, for a 7-year-old, I'm not just blowing smoke. That's a pretty impressive take on that scene. You use the word stress, but I think everybody listening to this knows exactly what you meant.
Yeah, that was. I feel like I want to change my thing now, though, because I actually thought I said something different. I don't. So I switched mine to the little dinner scene in the Cloud City.
Well, hey, there are no takebacks here, man.
All right, fine.
I like the consistency here. That's incredible.
I love all the takes of David Prowse getting the gun thrown at him and he can't catch it. You don't ever see that like over and over. He's just like, oh God, damn it!
That is a good one.
Meanwhile, Bob Anderson's like, hold my beer. Let me get in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming up next. Oh, speaking of Cloud City, what was the biggest surprise during the Vader versus Luke duel on Cloud City? Now, this is a little tough for you to answer now because there are no surprises on your second viewing, but answer it however you like. What do you think is the biggest surprise that is revealed in the Luke versus Vader duel?
I guess I'm gonna get creative with it. Where it's the first time in a movie. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say the first time a movie, a limb gets cut off and like cauterized right away, but I guess there's the whole cantina thing with.
Okay.
Well, technically, in the cantina, you see blood, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this is the first one where it's like, okay, then yeah, never mind. I should have stuck with my gut. I was
So the surprise here is that the lightsaber
and then obviously,
cuts and cauterizes.
Like Luke and Darth Vader kind of know each other or something. They have some relation or something.
Right.
There's something like that.
All right. Well, let's see what 7-year-old you said.
That Luke's hand got cut off.
Luke's hand got cut off. That surprised me too. Now, what about what Darth Vader said to Luke?
Luke, I am your father.
Yes. You knew that, though, right? That was already kind of spoiled for you?
Yeah.
You obviously knew that. Now, how did you know that before we watched the movies?
There's a Star Wars robot chicken that it says, Luke, I am your father.
You saw them talking about it on Robot Chicken, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So Robot Chicken, big spoilers. They need to put a spoiler alert at the beginning of Robot Chicken, huh? For movies that are 25 years old.
Robot Chicken, Family Guy, all that stuff that your generation was watching during that period of time. There's no question about it. But the consistency here, everybody, is astonishing.
It's pissing me off because I was trying to do something creative there. But I was like, I'm like, of course, young Dylan's going to mention the main, thing of the Vader being, but, I guess that's the same brain, so you can't.
I love the little giggle that you give your dad when he says, "Oh, you already knew that, didn't you?" And you're like, "Yeah."
Luke, I am your father.
You knew that, though, right? That was already kind of spoiled for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you caught him. You know what's crazy? It makes me think how many that being spoiled by Robot Chicken and stuff. But obviously they're not the first to do it. So for it's become like the cliche. Like it's in Tommy Boy. You know what I mean? Like you have anything like I'd love to see the span of that. Like how many moments that somebody went for that joke and it ruined the movie.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be the most referenced thing in all of Star Wars. I mean, it's up there with Play It Again, Sam. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. We're not in Kansas anymore, and I am your father. I mean, there's few. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. There's few quotes.
The best one is The Simpsons, where Homer comes out of the theater and there's a line of people waiting to go in, and he's like, "I can't believe Darth Vader is Luke's father." And everyone's just like, "What the?"
That's right. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna get into Return of the Jedi here, and this question was, what did you dislike the most about Jabba's palace? So maybe 7-year-old Dylan Mack was a little creeped out by Jabba's palace, and your dad got the vibe that you didn't like it so much.
Okay, I know what it is now. So I'm gonna do a different one just to be different. Twi'leks.
You don't like Twi'leks.
All right. Well, tell us at least what your original thought is.
All right. It's the Rancor. That thing scared the shit out of me.
Rancor was scary. As a kid who saw a Jedi in the theater, Rancor.
Yeah.
Rancor was
very scary.
That was...
All right, Dylan, be honest. I mean, be honest. Look, when it's late at night and you see Return of the Jedi on the TV and there's no one else around.
I like Twi'leks.
No, that's not where I was going. But I love the confession.
That dancer only has 6 boobs. Give her 8.
Here's okay. I'm going to out myself on this. Is something I have never admitted. I don't think I've ever said it on the show. The reason I bring it up, I was just going to say, look, when no one else is around, admit it, you're still a little bit scared of that Rancor scene. Just a little bit. Just a bit. So,
it's an effective scene.
It's a very effective scene. And I just want to, so I'm going to, in the spirit of Yuletide cheer, I'm going to just out myself a little bit. To this day, everybody, I have never watched in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom the scene where he pulls the guy's heart out.
Oh,
Ooh, it's
Kalima,
disgusting.
you never seen?
I've
really?
never watched. Now listen, hold on.
Shut your eyes during that part.
As a kid, I shut my eyes, and then somewhere along the line, I just got superstitious about it. Not that I can't. Like the effect is dated and all that. But as a little kid, that scared me so much. And then just as I've gotten older, and I'll be flipping around, like USA Network or something, they'll be playing Temple of Doom, and I'll be like, nope.
You have no idea, but it could be anything. You have no
So
idea.
someday we'll do a live stream, and Swank will watch that scene for the very first time. Not the scene, but that moment.
Yeah,
So-
We'll have to hold your eyes open like
right.
Yeah,
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
We put drops in your eyes and stuff.
Yeah, my what a
And you're-
lovely Kalima.
Kalima with Mola Ram. Yeah. Hola rada, hola rada, hola. Well, it is. Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Oh, it's amazing though.
Yeah.
All right. So
Dylan,
let's
Mack,
hear what.
Back to you.
What's
What did you dislike about Jabba's palace? Here it is.
I would hate to be Princess Leia laying on Jabba.
Oh yeah, she had to lay there with Jabba, and that was a little bit too close for comfort, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, even young Dylan was like, yeah, that's wrong.
Wait, it's not the Rancor?
It's not the Rancor.
I thought, because I had nightmares about the Rancor. I thought that was
I think you were grossed out about Leia having to be up against Jabba's slimy, gross skin.
Oh yeah,
and
that is
kind of
in your underwear.
Slimy slug. And
I don't care if you chain her up, just don't put her in slime, okay?
right.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, definitely the slime factor is what you dislike the most about Jabba's palace.
All right. Well, let's hear how Dylan felt, how you feel now in your most recent viewing. How did you feel when Yoda passed away in Return of the Jedi?
Sad. It's a very, weird way to die, to see someone just fade away. But then, at this point that, he's with the Force because you've seen what happens to Ben.
Right.
So it's kind of a beautiful moment in a way as well.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of crazy that a movie with a little tiny green guy can make you feel all this stuff, The
same
guy
who's
magic.
Yeah.
And he's made out of latex, for God's sake. Well, let's hear what young Dylan Mack had to say about Yoda's death and how it made him feel.
He dies.
Yeah. How did that make you feel?
Sad.
What made you feel sad?
Since Yoda was a good master
Yeah.
and he got too old
Yeah.
and he died. He disappeared.
He disappeared. Hey, Jim, let me ask you a quick question. Going back to 1983, because Dylan made a good point. He's like, well, we know based on what we saw with Obi-Wan Kenobi, we know that he's in a good place. He's one with the Force. When you saw Jedi all the way back in 83, did you think you were going to start hearing the voice of Yoda throughout Luke's adventure, just like we heard the voice of old Ben in A New Hope?
Wait, that's interesting. No, never.
No, you just didn't. Never. You didn't make that assumption at all.
I thought just like Ben was his spiritual guide.
Okay.
And I didn't, and I thought there was a succession, and Yoda is Ben's spiritual guide.
So it makes
they
sense.
all play
to you.
these. Yeah, they play these roles, and so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another one. This is a good one. Which Star Wars character is the most like a Muppet? So looking back at the whole trilogy, who's the most, as your dad once coined the term Muppety on this show, who's the most Muppety?
Yoda.
Yoda's the most Muppety. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's hear what you had to say back in the day.
Yoda.
Yoda. You think Yoda is like a Muppet, huh?
There you go.
Why? Is it because of his voice?
It's kind of like in The Empire Strikes Back when it's like the first time you see him and he's like a puppet.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's so old that he doesn't like remember stuff, that like he couldn't steal food, and he stole food from Luke.
Oh, at the very beginning when Yoda first met Luke in Empire Strikes Back, and he was acting silly, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was the silly factor that made him seem Muppety. But
again, amazing consistency.
Yes,
going
of
on
course,
here.
of course. By the way, I always
And
thought that the Rebo band was the most Muppety.
Yeah, I would
Looking
say
back at
that Cy Snoodle's the real Muppety bitch. You know what
But Dylan, in no way, shape, or form have you heard these clips, or you've
No.
not been coached or anything like that, right?
No, I remember some things. Like I remember I talked about Han Solo a lot, but we're already past that.
Yeah.
Pretty much all this other stuff. Like I could have sworn I would say the Rancor for the other one, so I really do not remember any of these going now.
All right. Well, speaking of scary stuff in Star Wars, I know this scared me as a 6-year-old. What did you think of Palpatine, and how do you view him now as a young man of 23?
Well, it was a creepy old man. I think I definitely see it after now watching Clone Wars and the prequels and all that. It is kind of like seeing a different character, and not a different character, just like one that you know so much more now, like about now.
It's a totally different experience, right? Yeah.
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 And so it is, it is probably just like one of the most interesting characters of the whole, all of Star Wars, because he kind of just got the ball rolling on everything.
Yeah.
To, get to that point. And, well, I guess he comes back.
Well, and he has so much screen time, but we really, at the end of the day, don't know that much about him. Really.
Yeah.
Exclude that one novel, the Plagueis novel. But all right, well, let's see what a young 7-year-old thought about the creepy, evil Mr. Palpatine.
Scary.
He's a scary guy, yeah.
Gross, kind of.
Kind of gross, too, yeah. Yeah. He needs to brush his teeth a little more often, doesn't he? Yeah.
Twice a day.
Twice a day?
No, 20 a day.
20 a day. He's got a lot of plaque buildup there. He needs to go see a dentist.
Well, then later you learn that he's British, and that's just the way the teeth go over there. So, all right. All right, tasteless jokes. That, of course, is our disclaimer every time we say something that might get us in trouble on the show. We're just going to throw up Baby Belushi's book.
Nerdy, tasteless Star Wars jokes.
Don't blame us. We learned it from Baby Belushi. All right.
Learned it.
Okay.
He's a bad influence.
Okay. Why did... this is a great question. There's layers to this. A lot of layers to this. But, Dylan, what do you think? Why did Vader throw Emperor Palpatine down the shaft?
Well, Luke is able to bring the light that is still in there. He kind of is just like, damn, I've been a dick. I'm gonna, I need to shut this down. So yeah, that's like kind of, him throwing out Darth Vader becoming Anakin again.
He's tossing out that persona that he took on of Darth Vader. So
yeah,
it's kind of it's a big reason. It's a galactic sized reason. Well, let's see what you thought 15 years ago.
Because he probably he was thinking like, that's my son, I should help him.
So do you think Luke brought Anakin back?
Yeah.
He did. So Luke succeeded. And he saved his father.
Yeah.
So, well, what's interesting about that is, as you as a kid it was more about saving Luke, and you now, as a 23-year-old, are talking about this larger issue of him, the symbolic nature of him tossing his Vader, out and doing that through Palpatine.
Yeah, saving
Yeah,
himself.
I feel like I was sounding more like my dad in that audio clip of like, you're like, oh, so did Luke like help him? Like, yeah, I've just grown up into a adult Star Wars fan.
I'm sort of leading young Dylan in that last clip a little bit.
Leading the witness, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's see how the next clip works.
All right.
Along with the question.
Okay. This is a good one. Did you feel bad when Darth Vader died?
Not really, because I'm glad he came to terms with what he did, kind of, and tried to correct that. It's like real too little, too late, Like,
It would have been an awkward, many people have talked and written about it, made memes. It would have been an awkward reunion, we'll put it that way, there in the Ewok village if he would have just been like, I've seen the error of my ways, and here I am.
Sorry.
Oh, could you imagine? Look, Leia, I brought Dad back. Han Solo will probably shoot him in the head before he takes 2 steps into the Ewok village.
Oh, all right. Well, let's see what you thought all those years ago.
No.
Why?
Because he was a Sith, and I don't really care if he was like a dad or not. I don't really care.
But was he a Sith at that point? I mean, didn't
No.
Anakin come back and kill the Emperor and save his son?
Yeah.
So wasn't it like that was watching Anakin die, who's one of your favorites from the Clone Wars?
My favorite in the Clone Wars is Ahsoka, Yoda, and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, so there, suck it, Dad.
Whoa.
Stop arguing with me, Dad.
Yeah, I don't even like that one.
Vader died, he deserved it, and I don't give 2 rats craps about Anakin Skywalker. He's at least number 4 on my list. All right.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Okay, so I like that last question sort of helps put this into context that you were watching the Clone Wars at this time in your development as a Star Wars fan. So how did you feel then when Ben Kenobi died in watching A New Hope?
That one, I mean, he seems so like now as an adult watching it, you tell in his eyes like he knows what he's doing, and especially he says, "I'll become more powerful than you could ever imagine," and that's just like a baller way to go out, So it's like you just kind of feel like good for, and plus he's like an old man. He's lived a life. It seems like he was kind of not doing anything really at the end there, so it's a good way to go out.
Go out like a hero. Go out in a blaze of glory. I like that. All right, let's see what you thought back then.
Not really that sad, because that happens. Old people die.
Well, but yeah, sure, old people die, but he was murdered by Darth Vader, by Anakin. How do you feel about that?
Oh, not really that bad, because he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing, huh?
Uh-huh.
And what was he doing?
It would be better to help him fight the Death Star if he was a ghost.
So he'd be able to help Luke fight the Death Star if he was a ghost. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Didn't he say something to Darth Vader about that?
If you strike me down, I'll be more powerful than you can imagine.
Wow, I gotta tell you, what this again, very consistent, but what this whole exercise has shown to me is just how freaking brilliant these films are, and how easy they are for a kid to grasp and start to ask big questions about the world. It just is It lives up to everything I think George wanted to do with those movies. And here at 23, maybe 15 years later, Dylan, we'll talk to you again and see how you feel about these. But the consistency is incredible. And then, and also, I mean, it helps that you're, obviously we're a very bright kid, but it's incredible. It's incredible how powerful these movies and the messages are and how much they stick out even to a kid. This is the question I'm most interested in right here, because I think this could demonstrate perhaps some change here. But what is your favorite movie from the original trilogy? Your favorite?
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. Because
you said it best earlier, because you said, like, when I was talking about the cave scene, you said it gets really dark in the movie and it really never lightens up again.
Mm-hmm.
And that I just really like, because was it because like George knew he was going to do another movie, so it was like he kind of just wanted. But I like it as a standalone thing, because it really just, like, life is like that sometimes. Sometimes at the end of the day, everything sucks. Your best friend is frozen in a sheet of ice. You lost your hand. You found out that girl you like is your sister. It
happens to the best of us.
It was a rough day. It was a rough day, but you gotta, it's the implication that you'll get up from it that makes that ending, when they're looking out.
Right.
Yeah, keep fighting.
For some people, Baby Belushi, that's just a minor detail. Okay. There are people on the planet where it's just a minor setback.
They watch Star Wars like, what's the problem?
All right, let's see. There's no disclaimer. Let's find out. What was 7-year-old Dylan Mack's favorite movie from the original trilogy?
A New Hope.
A New Hope was your favorite.
Mhm.
Why?
Because it's where you meet Chewie and Han Solo, and that's where he shoots Greedo.
You really enjoyed that Greedo scene, huh?
Okay. So that's it. I mean, that 7-year-old you, that was a momentous scene, and it established, your favorite character that would remain your favorite character for a long time.
Yeah, that is. I was shocked at how many of these, like, even ones that weren't completely correct, they still, like, have the same ripples of, like, you can tell it's the same guy answering the question, even though he's like a child in one of those.
Yeah. Wow, that was really, really cool.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was a lot of fun. And so, Dylan, how would you, growing up, as you said, in this house, obviously with your dad, who turned his passion for Star Wars into a second career almost. Where's your level of Star Wars fandom right now? You're 23, and you're of that, what I consider that Clone Wars generation. But when you look at things like Mando and Grogu coming out and this new Starfighter movie, just where are you at in your head as a Star Wars fan?
I'm probably like the biggest fan I've ever been, because for a while, like, since there's a Star Wars all the time with this guy over here, it did feel hard to kind of find my own connection to it, because then it was like kind of just that's my dad's thing. But
yes.
It was probably like a few years ago, I sat down and I watched through the Clone Wars, and then I watched all 3 of the prequels and just really, tried to pay attention more, because the last time I saw it I was a child and I didn't really understand the political. I was like, there's just too much talking in this. It's stupid. But yeah, so through that, I like really did find like stuff that I was enjoying it. Not that I don't like enjoying it with my dad, obviously,
right?
But it was more of a unique personal experience to finally like go through that fully on my own.
I love the way you said I had to find my own connection to it. It couldn't just be about why my dad liked it. And I think that's a really great message to all the Star Wars parents out there, that you can bathe them and baptize them in the waters of Star Wars. But at the end of the day, they're going to have their own connection to it. That's really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, what a great time.
Yeah.
This has been amazing. What a fantastic and fitting way to spend Christmas with Star Wars.
Chewie, get us out of here!
Wow, what an ending! Who'd have thought Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father?
Thank you, Mr. Blow the Picture for me.
All right, that's going to wrap us up here at Rebel Force Radio for this week and this year, 2025. What a great year it's been, and really so much of it because of all of you, everybody listening, tuning into this show, watching the after shows, the live streams, listening and downloading the podcast every week, the Patreon support. It just keeps going on and on and on, and we appreciate it so very, very much. Huge thanks to our special guest this week, the birthday boys, Chris Sorrentino, baby Belushi, and of course, family here at Rebel Force Radio, literal family, Dylan McInerney. Thanks for spending so much time, and thanks for opening yourself up, Dylan.
Thank you.
That's awesome, man. That was awesome.
Thank you for having me on with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, our pleasure. Our
Glad
pleasure.
to be a part of this too. This is good.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Appreciate spending the time. Appreciate everyone out there listening, spending the time. So if you want more RFR in your life, you can get it at Patreon, patreon.com/Rebel Force Radio. Check it out, weekly full show video. In fact, this very show that you're listening to right now is available in its entirety on video over at Patreon, plus all those exclusive podcasts that you can't get anywhere else. And great community of people just like our own baby Belushi here, hanging out over there on RFR and Patreon. You can check us out on YouTube, on the socials, Facebook, and Instagram, and the official website. Mac was talking about it at the beginning of the program, rebelforceradio.com, the best way to keep up with everything happening here at Rebel Force Radio. But above all, the best way to support RFR, the best way, and it costs you nothing, is just to keep listening. Keep listening to the show. Let your friends know about it. If you got that Star Wars fan in your life, and they've never listened to a podcast, much less a Star Wars podcast, please let them know about Rebel Force Radio. Keep those subscriptions going, or follows, whatever your podcatcher of choice calls it. And if they have reviews, please leave us a review. We love all the reviews. We just have one simple, small rule, please.
Make them good.
All right, we'll see you next year for more Rebel Force Radio. Again, thanks to Dylan and thanks to Chris. We appreciate it. So we'll go all the way down the line here. So I'm going to say, for Rebel Force Radio, I'm Jason.
I'm Jimmy Mack.
I'm Chris Sorrentino.
And I'm Dylan.
And remember,
The Force will be with you, always.
Oh, Billy D, how sexy is your sexiness?